This is Jeff Towson from Peking University. I'm here in Mexico City for the official launch of Mobike Mexico. I'm going to take you to the event, talk a little bit about it, and explain why this is a big deal for a Chinese bike sharing company. Back in a sec. So this is the Polanco district, which if you're not familiar with Mexico City is really one of the nicest neighborhoods. I'll give you a quick pan around here. That's the back of Abraham Lincoln, that statue. But it's really great parks, great cafes, pretty nice place. So I'm gonna head over to the Mobike event in a bit, but I wanted to make a couple points first. First of all, why does this matter? Why does bike sharing, Chinese bike sharing, Ofo, Mobike, in Mexico, why does this matter? It's not obvious that going international was a good idea for these companies. If you actually look at China's digital giants, Alibaba, Tencent, Baidu, all of these, they haven't really gone international. Most people outside of China don't know about these companies. Now, Alibaba will go after merchants internationally, but that's to bring them back to their Chinese customers. Now, Jingdong has just announced they're going to Europe, but this idea that we're going to capture foreign customers and put them on our platform, that was really not an obvious idea for a bike sharing company. But, you know, 2017, they really tried, both Mobike and Ofo, and the question in 2017 was, can bike sharing succeed internationally? Okay, that question has been answered. The answer is yes. The question for 2018 is, how big can it get? The other part is, why Latin America, why Mexico? Now, when you look at Latin America, you're really talking about Mexico and Brazil. They're the two largest countries by GDP and by population. If you go city by city, the top 10 cities by population in Latin America, 6 of them are in Mexico or Brazil. And when you go even further, what are the top 3 cities by population? Number 1, Mexico City, 24 million people in the metro area. Sao Paulo, 23 million. Rio de Janeiro, 15 million, something like that. So going after Latin America really comes down to going after Brazil and Mexico and then growing from there. But if you don't get those, you're not going to get the others. So the question here is, can Mobike really win in Mexico City and Mexico more broadly? Ofo as well, but I'm looking at Mobike today. Competition, okay, that question's pretty straightforward. There's not a lot of competition here. It's pretty much an open market. There are a couple local competitors, Ikson, which is a docked bicycle system. They're putting out electric bikes right now. You see a couple of them, and this is really the part that got my attention. Here's the sign up and the payment process for Ikson. That is this line right here. And you basically have a couple people on laptops signing people up. I walked by here about 3 hours ago. It is still the same line. I mean, okay, they deserve to get taken down. Oh, by the way, great sculptures all over this city. So really the big factor here is the consumer behavior. How enthusiastic are consumers going to be? How many? How often are they going to ride? There are some factors in there that are important. Does the government support the rollout? That would be a big barrier if they didn't. Now, the launch event I'm going to go to in a couple minutes, yes, the government is there at the launch event supporting it. So that factors out. Payment systems. Digital payment, mobile payment is not as popular here, so that's going to slow adoption. And in addition, there's a lot of unbanked people here. They don't have bank accounts. They don't have credit cards. That again could slow adoption. And then ultimately, it's how much do consumers really like this? Is this a bicycle population, a bicycle town? And my impression is, yeah, it really is. There are bicycles everywhere. And every Sunday they close the main artery, the Paseo, and everyone rides bicycles. So I think I'm really optimistic. Okay, with that, let's go see the launch event. You can see behind me the first 200 bikes are sort of sitting and ready to go. Now you can see these are sort of the classic Mobikes of 2017. You've got the smart locks here. Again, you've sort of got a shaft transmission, which means no chain. Good, because the chains tend to break a lot. The reinforced kickstand, tires with no air. Whole thing is anti-rust aluminum. Now, something I'm not seeing is usually this is where they have the solar panel. I think they don't have those yet. Also, the QR codes are right here for your phone.
Es mi segunda semana en México, so en inglés. It's an incredible pleasure to launch a beautiful city, which is personally my favorite in the world, and I don't say this every single country. This is my favorite right now. And there is going to be a huge growth in cycling and the city becoming even more comfortable and convenient, which we are very happy to be a part of.
Estoy muy feliz de ser parte de esto.
Thank you very much. Muchas gracias.
I'm here with Chris Martin, who is the Vice President for Mobike International and has been launching their services around the world. So here we are in Mexico City. Quick question, first, congratulations.
Thank you.
We just did a fantastic ride. Like, you didn't invite these people, right? Like, there was like a couple hundred people.
There's an
just
amazing cycling community here. This is something, all the stereotypes about being passionate and enthusiastic completely stands here. It's a beautiful city. It's the same size as Shanghai, Beijing. We've been in the central districts right now. Absolutely, it's a paradise. It's winter here, summer doesn't get much hotter, the weather's perfect. And the people, it's this huge cycling movement that already exists. And there's lots of infrastructure the city's already laying out. So the city's behind it, the people are behind it. And I think the local municipality mayor made a couple phone calls and 200 people that already cycle on Sunday came out and did a Mobike tour with us.
Any differences, like, how is this different than China? Wow. Like, for bike sharing, is there any major differences?
I think there is. Cycling is already very popular here. If you looked at China before we launched, the first thing, they say the same thing that people say about the India market. They say, cool people, middle class people, they don't want to ride a bike, they're embarrassed, they want to have a car and a house, and you know. I was living in French concession Shanghai when Mobike came out, and it was the Apple Watch crowd that were trying it first. They were the early adopters of technology, and they loved the design. And it's different at least in the central areas of Mexico City. Cycling is already very cool, it's very popular, it's already got high penetration in the sort of the middle class and the trendy types. So what we're going to be seeing here is we're going to be probably bringing it across a range of social classes, and they're going to be kicking it off. So it's actually the opposite of China, where there's a high cycling population originally in the sort of the lower consumption area, and we've brought it back up. Here we're probably going to be bringing it down and across. So it's very exciting. The people that have come today have already really driven it.
Okay, thank you very much. This is Chris Martin, Mobike Mexico.
Thank you very much.
So the Mobikes are now on the streets of Mexico. They look great, and right across from them is the city competitor. I think they're in trouble. And that's the end of the ride. Mobike Mexico is officially launched. It's been a fun day. For me, I'm heading out of Mexico. I'm taking some students from Peking University to the White House. And then we're all going to Omaha and we're going to have lunch with Warren Buffett. So it's going to be kind of a great week. That's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. This is Jeff Towson, Peking University, currently in Mexico.